islands? Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 32nd episode of our English learning series. Today, we are going to explore some very special places on our planet. Imagine you are standing on a beach. You look around, and in every direction, you see blue water. You are on a piece of land completely surrounded by water. What is this place called? It is called an island. Islands are areas of land that have water on all sides. They can be found in big oceans, in seas, in lakes, and even in rivers. Islands come in all shapes and sizes. Some are very, very small. Maybe an island is just big enough for one tree, or maybe it is too small to even stand on. Other islands are incredibly large. Some are so big that they contain whole countries with many cities and millions of people living on them. Maybe you live on an island right now. For example, if you live in England, Scotland, or Wales, you live on the island of Great Britain. If you live in Iceland, or Japan, or Australia, you also live on very large islands. These islands are so big that you might walk all day or even drive for many days and never see the ocean. You might forget you are on an island because they feel like big continents. Have you ever wondered how islands are made? Where do they come from? Islands are formed in different ways. Let's learn about some of the main ways islands develop. One exciting way islands begin is with volcanoes under the ocean. A volcano is like a mountain that can erupt with hot, liquid rock called lava. Some volcanoes are deep under the water. When an underwater volcano erupts, hot lava pours out. This lava cools down very quickly when it touches the cold ocean water, and it becomes solid rock. With each eruption, more and more lava pours out and cools, building up a pile of rock. Slowly, over thousands or even millions of years, this pile of rock gets bigger and bigger. It grows taller and taller until finally the top of the volcanic mountain rises above the surface of the water. Now it is an island. Many beautiful islands in the Pacific Ocean, like Hawaii, were formed this way. These are called volcanic islands. Sometimes you can still see the volcano shape on the island. Another way islands form is when they are actually parts of the world's continents. Remember, continents are the biggest land areas on Earth. Sometimes, a piece of land near the edge of a continent gets separated from the main part. How does this happen? Maybe, over many, many years, the wind and the rain wear away the land between the piece and the continent. This is called erosion. Or maybe the land in between slowly sinks down below the sea level. When the lower land gets covered by ocean water, the higher piece of land is left alone, surrounded by water. Now it is an island. Great Britain is an example of this kind of island. A long time ago, it was connected to the continent of Europe, but the sea level rose and separated it. These are called continental islands. They are like pieces broken off from a bigger land. Sometimes you see islands that are not alone. They are in a long line or a curve, like a chain. A row of islands might have been connected a long, long time ago. Maybe they were once the very tops of mountains in a mountain range. Imagine a big mountain range, partly covered by the ocean. Only the highest peaks stick out above the water. These peaks look like a chain of islands. The Aleutian Islands, near Alaska in North America, are an example. Scientists think they were probably once part of a mountain range that connected North America with Asia. Now, here is a very surprising and beautiful way some islands are made. These islands are not made of rock from volcanoes or continents. They are built by tiny sea animals. These tiny animals are called coral. Coral animals are very small and soft, but they build hard skeletons around themselves for protection. They live together in huge groups called colonies, in warm, shallow ocean water. When some of the coral animals die, their hard skeletons remain. New coral animals then grow on top of the old skeletons. They build their own skeletons and the pile gets bigger. This happens very, very slowly. After thousands and thousands of years, this pile of coral skeletons can grow so tall that it reaches the surface of the ocean and becomes land. This is a coral island, sometimes called an atoll. Many beautiful tropical islands with white sandy beaches and palm trees are coral islands. And the amazing thing is, these islands are still living because new coral continues to grow in the water around them. So, we have learned about 4 ways islands can form: from volcanoes, from pieces of continents, from mountain tops, and from tiny coral animals. Did you know how many islands there are in the world? If you look closely at a globe, you might count maybe 300 big islands. But those are only the major famous islands. Scientists believe that if you count every single island, big and small, in all the oceans, lakes and rivers, the total number is much, much bigger. It is closer to 130,000 islands around the world. That is a lot of islands to explore. Islands are special places. Because they are separated from the continents by water, they often have unique plants and animals that you cannot find anywhere else in the world. Think about the unique animals in Australia or the amazing creatures on the Galapagos Islands. Islands can be places of great beauty, with sandy beaches, tall cliffs, and lush forests. They can be homes to vibrant cities or quiet villages. They can be places for vacation and relaxation, or places of scientific discovery. From the tiniest piece of rock in a river to the giant island continent of Australia, islands are fascinating and important parts of our planet Earth.